Coming up next, I'm going to teach you how to leave a job well and without guilt. And then, what does Bank of America's new big minimum wage hike mean? And we take your calls, and it starts now. All right, here we go. Coming to you live from our Ramsey Solutions studios in Nashville. You've joined a conversation about you, specifically who you are. Your talent, your passion, and your mission. You have those answers inside. It's my job to pull them out of you. That's the who you are. Then we talk about what you were created to do once we have that information. And then where you can, where you want to do that work, that significant contribution that we all long to make. And then finally, how do we get there? The map, the clear path. We're going to help you go from paycheck to purpose here on the Ken Coleman Show. So I'm so excited to have you with us. This is important stuff. You were created to fill a unique role. You are needed. You must do it. When you are chasing that significant contribution that you were created to fill, I can tell you that success and satisfaction come with that. Too many people are chasing success in the form of status and dollar bills, and they're not quite catching it. 844-747-2577, 844-747-2577. Okay, so we've been getting a lot of calls. Madison, the producer, has been telling me this, and Amanda, our associate producer, I'm telling you, we're just seeing it. People are going, Ken, how do I leave well? Or I know I want to leave. I'm excited about this new opportunity, but I've got some guilt associated with this. Get a lot of these calls, and I fully expect that we will get these calls for as long as I'm doing the show. Why? Because it's a part of the human condition. Everybody wants to be classy and move on. Nobody wants to be seen or even feel as though they are an ungrateful jerk. So the question will continue to rise. So I want to give you 3 ways to leave. If you do all 3 of these things, then I will tell you that you've done all that you can do, okay? But before we get to these 3 things, and Nathan, I didn't give you these ahead of time. I'm sorry, I'm apologizing to my director. I didn't give you these 3 things because I came up with them moments ago, thinking through the content. This is what I do, folks. I'm live, and the content comes to me many times while I'm talking, and sometimes moments before we go live. But here we go. First thought. All right, I'm going to give you 3 things to do in just a moment, but we need to have a thought. So when we go into this, we go, okay, I know that I am going to take another position and then thus leave where I am. So the first thought is leave the way you would want someone to leave you. You're going, well, Ken, I've never led a company. I've never led a team. Come on now, this isn't that big of a leap. If you were your leader, or if you were the owner who hired you, put yourself in their shoes for a moment when you ask this question. How would I want someone to leave me? Just a great opening question. Now, I'm going to give you 3 specific ways to leave. But get in your mind that question. All right, that leads to the 3 things. All right, number 1, be clear. Not just your reasons, but be clear with them. You already know you're leaving. You know why you're leaving. You don't have to tell them everything. You don't have to, settle the score, do the exit interview of all exit interviews where you light them up with napalm. No. However you choose, or whatever you choose to share with why you're leaving, okay, be clear. Hey, I've got a better opportunity, quite frankly. And this is going to help me financially. It's going to help me professionally. It's going to help me personally, whatever. Be clear. I think one of the real negatives when people leave is that they essentially, even though they'll tell somebody why they're leaving, is they almost ghost them. I'm not going to give any real reasons. I'm going to be this trap. I'm not going to let anything out. I'm not going to share. And that creates tension and frustration because anybody is going to go, well, why are you leaving? They want to know why. Even if they want you to leave, they want to know why. It's just who we are. So be clear. Don't be vague. Be clear. Hey, I'm taking another opportunity, and choose the positive. Choose the classy route here. Here's why I'm going. It's not about you. It's about this opportunity. Keep it classy, high level, but be clear. Here's why I'm leaving. Number 2, be grateful. Be grateful. Gratitude is attractive. Gratitude is always the right way to go. Always. Hey, I'm grateful for you believing in me and giving me a shot to work here. I'm grateful for what you taught me. I'm grateful for whatever. Again, take the high road. Even if you can only think of 2 things to be grateful for or 1 thing to be grateful for, be grateful. And then the third thing, be helpful when you leave. This is the part that I think a lot of people stress out about when we get this question. You don't want to be perceived as a jerk when you leave. So you're going, how do I do this well? Here's how you do it well. Be helpful in leaving. That means think of checklists. Think of additional training that your replacement would need. Think of what you can do to set up the company to replace you well. The idea is be as helpful as possible, even if they don't ask you. Don't go in and ask for permission. Go, look, here's the deal. I'm resigning today, leaving with you my resignation letter. But I want you to know that I have categorized this. I've cataloged this. I've created everything on my computer I'm trying to make this seamless for anybody. And I've got a report here for you. Here it is. Here's everything I've done. If there's something else that you'd like me to do to ease the transition, let me know. Boy, that's on the heels of being grateful. That's a really classy move. And I think if you do that and you focus on, I was as helpful as I could be to my leader and to my company, I could sleep well at night, regardless of how they react. So let me review. Be clear. Tell them why. Give them a high level, but very clear reason why I'm leaving. Number 2, be grateful. And number 3, be helpful in how you leave and setting them up for a transition and the person behind you. That's all you can do. And you should sleep well. Because if you don't sleep well after those 3 actions, well, then you've got some challenges that you need to deal with. It's all you. It's not them. Who cares what they think? If you do those 3 things and they still badmouth you, that's not a you problem. I understand that it's not fun and that's uncomfortable and maybe they create some real tension for you. But it's like I'm trying to teach my kids right now. I got 3 teenagers and they're learning how to deal with difficult people and it sucks. So I'm not telling you that these 3 things are going to make every transition smooth and awesome, but I'm saying that's all you can do and all you should do. Those 3 actions. Final thought. I gave you an entry thought, right? So when you think about going in there, your first thought is everything that I'm thinking about doing. I got Ken's 3 things. I could do more, but I've got to say, could I ask myself, how would I want someone to leave me? That's your first thought. Then you do the 3 things. Final thought, leave and let it go. Final thought. Hey, I did these 3 things. I was clear. I was grateful. I was helpful. It's all I can do. It's time for me to leave and I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to sit around thinking about what they're saying about me. That is a recipe for losing your mind. Leave and let it go. I think that's going to serve you very, very well. That's how you leave a job well and leave the guilt behind. 844-747-2577. 844-747-2577 is the phone number. Coming up, I'm going to break this down in the news segment. Bank of America raising the ante on the minimum wage. What does that mean? We'll talk about that in a few moments. But first, to the phones we go. Allie joins us in Lexington, Kentucky. Allie, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You bet, Allie. What's going on?
Okay, so I have been working for this company as a contract employee for almost 6 months, and I am working 40 hours a week. They have mentioned bringing me on full-time and making me a supervisor in the department that I work in currently, but they are not willing to raise my wage, I guess you would say, because I'd be getting benefits if I come on full-time, and they believe since I'm going to be now getting benefits through the company that's kind of like balancing out me not getting paid more, even though I'm going to be managing other people and getting new responsibilities. But they would review me in 6 months regarding a pay raise. And so I'm just not sure that really does upset me to hear that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm being stubborn here, and I've always been self-employed to begin with. And I'm not even sure if I would take the benefits since I have insurance and stuff through my husband.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that was one of the questions I was going to ask. So
Well,
I'll move.
he's self-employed too.
Yeah, great. Well, so let me move to my second question because you answered my first one. Thank you very much, by the
Okay.
way. The second question is, had they offered you a bump? Okay, so forget benefits. Had they offered you a bump, would you be calling me right now?
No, I do not think so. And I just wanted to make sure I wasn't being my own worst enemy here by thinking, well, I have to wait 6 months for a possibility of getting a raise. And
Well, the question becomes, okay, and I get all that. And by the way, you're a human. You're a human.
Right.
So there's nothing wrong with any of your thinking. I don't think that you're being emotional. I don't think you're being irrational. I don't think you're being selfish. That is just human. When someone offers you a promotion, because it's not just making you full time, because that, to me, that's all semantics. You're getting 40 hours a week. So whether you're on a contract or you're salaried, to me, there's no difference at all. Because they could fire a salaried person. True or false?
True.
Yeah. So to me, that's not the issue. The issue bringing you on full time is not the issue is bringing you into a supervisor role with new responsibilities and more responsibilities where you're leading. Therein lies the promotion. You agree with me, Sil?
Yes.
Okay. So it is natural for a human being, certainly in the American capitalistic society, to you go, oh, great. Because when they first told you about it, the next thing you were expecting here is, and here's going to be your bump, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that's very natural. So I know why you feel the way you feel. And them dangling benefits, you're going, number one, I don't need them, so that's actually not a benefit. It'd be one thing if that was a bump for you. But it seems to me that it's not a big financial windfall. Is that true or false?
True, because it's just insurance and no retirement.
Right. And you already are. It's not like it's that much of a savings from your husband carrying your insurance, correct?
Correct.
All right. So there's no financial gain there. All right. So now this only comes down to one thing. This can't be about your feelings. This has got to be about your future. So, Allie, this is where I really put you in the corner now. This cannot be about your feelings. This has got to be about your future. What I mean by that is you've worked for yourself before. You know what self-employment is. You're working for this company now. You said a moment ago that if they had offered you a raise, you wouldn't even be calling me, which means you would have taken it. So the question becomes, would you have taken it because of the financial bump and the feeling and maybe the opportunity to be a supervisor? Or would you have taken it because it furthers your path beyond those two other circumstances? Does this take you where you want to go eventually? Or is this just a promotion?
Just a promotion, I think.
Where do you want to go long term? What's the path? Professionally.
Well, in my industry, I'm wanting to go into a different department eventually, but doing my due diligence, learning more where I am at the moment, and then hopefully going to progress further to where I want to be at the end.
Right. So my point is, does this position progress you further on that ladder if you take it?
If I stay with this company, yes, but I don't think I will stay here forever. I'm still sort of young. So,
so it's
I think
50-50.
if I take the company, yes.
50-50.
I would say 50-50.
So if you take it, it is valuable experience, but only if you stay with this company long term. And you're going, I'm not so much married to this company. It's the work I'm after. Yes?
Correct.
All right. So I know what I think, but I want this show to always be about me coaching people to clarity. So what do you think you should do based on our conversation so far?
I don't think having the promotion is really that beneficial since they're not willing to pay me more at the moment, and the benefits aren't going to do much for me financially.
Okay.
So it seems like why get the added stress and everything of being a supervisor if I am having less stress and less work on me now doing what I'm doing instead of having more work, more responsibility,
Okay.
managing everybody.
All right. So we say what?
Getting
We're
paid the
passing.
same.
We're saying thanks, but no thanks.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
what is your next move? What's your next move down the line? So we're not going to get that additional supervisor, additional experience that you said you need. So where are you going to get it?
Well, I do have some I do have some experience with managing others, but I'm wanting to stay in the industry that I'm in and just move in like a different direction in the industry.
Okay, so you need to map that out is my point. So we say thanks, but no thanks. And now you map out. So this is extra clarity for you. And I think you're going to be super, super strong on this because you go, I looked at a promotion that really wasn't much of a promotion, and I said no to it because I am very clear on my direction. And that's what I love about this call. And I love this about you. You have got to stay on the course. Do you understand? And so you better go towards that next stop. That's where you're headed. Okay? But yeah, I agree with you. That's what I was going to tell you. Don't say yes to this because this is not furthering you where you really want to go.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
Appreciate
glad.
the call. Yeah.
I appreciate your time. Thank you so
bet.
much.
You got this. Don't
Have
you?
a wonderful day.
You too. Don't you quit. You hear me, Allie? Go, go, go. Let's go to Alexandria, Virginia, where Lori joins us next. Lori, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Oh
Thank you
my
for having
gosh,
me.
so am I. I'm so excited. Woo! I'm talking to Lori. Lori, what's going on?
Oh, okay. I'm hoping that you can help me just because I've been trying to figure things on my own.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'm on the right path to reach my sweet spot, or I think I have a good idea, but sometimes I doubt myself and I keep starting all over.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know that we're dealing with a lot of doubt. And that doubt monster is a nasty, nasty little dude. Nasty.
Yeah.
Always
It
whispered in your ear going, hey, Lori, you don't have what it takes. It's too late. It's too expensive. Does that sound about right?
Yeah. Like
Did I miss any of the voices? Oh, it's exactly
No.
on point. Okay, good. All right. Well, hey, good news. Good news. I've dealt with that little monster myself, and he likes to pop up on my shoulder too. So I'm very experienced with him. So where do we want to go, and what is the charted course that you have so far that you're starting to doubt? I need you to give me the details.
Okay, so I think I know what I want, but it's just coming up with a plan so I can quit my full-time job and go after my dream job per se.
Awesome. Where do we want to go?
So I want to, and this is, I have three things, and out of those three things, I'm kind of like debating what I want to do.
Okay, number one.
Okay. Number one is starting my own recruiting company.
Did you say recruiting?
Yes, recruiting for a special, like I have my own niche, which is property management for commercial real estate.
Okay, great.
So I've been doing this. I've been in commercial real estate for 20 years. And one thing that I've enjoyed about the different roles that I've been in is I've always found myself like coaching people and helping, like young professionals reach their own career goals within property management. And so I started with that a few years ago, and I did my business plan, did my website, and started promoting myself. But then a new thing came about where I was like, okay, well, maybe I need to do this instead of the recruiting so I can cash flow myself. And so I took over a family cleaning business for residential. And so I did that and COVID hit. And so that kind of like was one of those things where I was like, I don't know if this is the right thing, but
is that number two?
That's number two.
Okay. Keep going. All right.
And so that's kind of like it's still in the works. We have about 40 or so clients, and now people are coming back. So I've hired a family member to help me manage that.
How many clients? I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's because I got to try to dive in sometimes here. So you have 40 clients now of people returning. Do you have an idea, or do you know exactly how many clients you had pre-COVID at the height of this?
We had about 80, and they were biweekly recurring services. So the idea when I took over that business was that I was going to eventually, do this full time and then finally get away from my full-time job.
Yeah. So what would you so map that out for me? So let's say we were still at 80 clients, and by the way, I think that's coming back. I think it's coming back in a hurry. And so you're throwing off a lot of cash. The idea was you were going to replace yourself, but still keep that going, and that cash would allow you to do what? Start the recruiting company?
Start the recruiting company. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Tell me what option 3 is.
So option 3 is I have a real estate license, and I'm also, again, keeping within real estate. I also wanted to, do my own property management division in managing residential homes and light commercial. So all those 3 things I feel like I'm good at, and it just, helps me. I find fulfillment in helping others, and I feel like those 3 things are exactly what it would allow me to do that.
Okay, so where are you at right now? When you called in just a few moments ago, where were you leaning? 1, 2, or 3? If everything was just easy, you could snap your fingers and do 1, 2, or 3, couldn't fail, which one would you choose?
The cleaning business.
Interesting. Well, you're already doing that. That's the good news.
I know, but the thing is with that is that I guess I'm struggling with that because I know it's going to take time to build it or to grow it.
Wait. Of course it is.
Yeah.
But you're not starting from scratch. You were at 80. COVID happened, and nobody wanted anybody inside their house. Okay,
right.
Especially in Alexandria, Virginia. Okay, I'm a Virginian, so I can say this. That governor has lost his ever-loving mind, and so have the leaders of Northern Virginia, all right? They just have.
Yeah.
The rest of the country is getting back to work. People are, it's ridiculous. So I just know in Alexandria, Virginia, people were not letting anybody in their house, may still not be. But at some point, that's coming back, yes or no?
I think so. Yeah, no, for sure.
Well, wait a second. What happened? Did you lose contact with the other 40 people that you were serving?
Well, I did in a way that they have somewhat come back and said, I don't think we're going to be needing your services anymore. So going after new clients, and it's a very low profit margin, like the cleaning business. So I think it's going after the new clients, which I'm helping, my sister. But my challenge is, I'm still full-time in my job.
What's your job? What's your full-time job?
I'm a portfolio property manager, so I oversee about 40 properties.
Okay, great. So you got a really. What is your salary?
I'm about 120 with a very nice bonus.
Fantastic.
I'm about 150.
Fantastic. What are you paying yourself out of the cleaning company?
I'm not. I'm just putting all that money so I can have a 6-month. I want to be able to have 6 months.
Good for you, Lori. So you're putting it in retained earnings. That's what we call it at Ramsey Solutions. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're paying whoever your cleaners are, but then you're not paying yourself. And so how much of your salary do you have put aside?
Oh my gosh. So we just started. So I think I have about maybe a month and a half worth.
Okay, this is great. All right, so here's the deal. Let me simplify this for you. You already chose option 2, which is the cleaning company, which is already up and running. It's not like it's in the infancy stages, because if you choose 1 and you do this recruiting company, that's going to take time, a lot of time. That's going to take a lot of time and effort to get yourself out there to where other property management companies are coming to you going, hey, we need some talent over here, help us place. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying you're already busy in property management. Full-time job, making good dough. Option 3 was the real estate license, which you've already got, and you'd want to do some of your own property management. I would build the cleaning business on the side. I'd try to get those connections you've got in the property management business. I'd be leveraging the stew out of your property management relationships to get your cleaning company the contracts.
And see, that's the one thing that I'm not doing because, again, I feel like there's a conflict.
Why?
Of interest.
Wait. It's not the same business.
Right.
You have a cleaning business. It's very straightforward what we do. We clean toilets. We wipe down mirrors, we vacuum, we dust, we make things look amazing. Oh, by the way, every one of those property management companies has a home office and they hire cleaning companies. They don't clean it themselves.
Right.
Listen, you're overthinking this. I am proud of you. You're doing it the right way, Lori. You really are. Keep slamming that retained earnings. Get at least 6 months. I'd really like to see you get 12 months of your salary in the bank for the cleaning company before you leave this other cushy job.
Okay.
All right. That's first thing. Second thing, if you eventually leave your day job, property management for somebody else, and you go and you run the cleaning business full time, I do think you could get into property management on your own for yourself as you replace yourself in the cleaning business.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is the play. So basically I'm seeing option 2 and 3. You can do both.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Do you not see that?
I do. And again, with that little monster that we started with, like that's my only.
Yeah. Okay? You know what? I'm taking a little extra time with you, real quick. I want to do this in 30 seconds. What are the voices? What's the voice of doubt? The biggest voice. Tell me exactly what it's saying.
The competition within the cleaning business, and then also just because I've failed in the past in starting my own business.
Yeah, but you didn't this time.
I did. I know. You're right.
Hey. Did you ever fail a test? Did you ever fail a test in school?
Yes.
Yes, so did I. A lot. They happen to be in the math and science area. But I can tell you, it doesn't mean that I'm a failure. Stop this nonsense. You're crushing it.
Okay.
Stop listening to the voice of doubt. You are crushing it. And you are really close. I think you're a year to 2 years away from walking from this cushy day job and into your business, and eventually you do property management on your own. So take that time to be patient, build up the relationships so that when you walk away from property management, your Rolodex is so thick that when you eventually open up your own property management business, people are clamoring to let you do it. And you're going to be a multimillionaire, and you're going to do both things. I am so proud of you. No more doubt, Lori. Let's start doing. All right, quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to take on the latest in the minimum wage hikes. Don't move. This is the Ken Coleman Show.
We were drawn to Christian Healthcare Ministries because we both had young families and we wanted to have more children. And we had also just started a real estate company and needed to find healthcare coverage that would meet our needs.
We were attracted to CHM because of its low monthly costs and the ability to negotiate medical costs down.
Established in 1981 and accredited by the Better Business Bureau, CHM is here to meet the needs of your growing family or small business. Check us out at chministries.org.
We absolutely believe in it.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Ken Coleman Show. Those of you that are watching live on YouTube, I want to say a special hello to you. In fact, I'm going to jump in the chat room here. Every once in a while, I like to just, switch it up. I love it. We got people watching live right now, and they're engaging with each other. And so I get a little jealous, Joe Madison. I get a little jealous. I see them all talking to each other while I'm doing the show. And so we've got a question in here that I wanted to get to. Madison, jump in here and help me find. Oh, here we go. It's from Danielle. Is that right? Okay, great. So Danielle is in the chat room. Hi, Danielle. Surprise. I'm reading your chat right now. I'm going to answer it. Okay, here we go. She says, hi, Ken. Is it worth it to stay a year and a half more in a job I don't like anymore in order to reach the full company match on my 401k, or should I just leave when I find something better? Oh, Danielle, I love the question. It's not worth it. Let me rephrase. Let me take your question and let me read it back to you based on what I hear you saying. And let's just have some fun with this. Hi, Ken. I think that I'm going to stay another year and a half in a job I don't like. And the reason I'm doing it is I want to get that full 401k match. So I'm going to kind of suck it up and do a job that sucks. But it's really good for my 401k. How's that sound? Talking about a year and a half. You can make that up in a better job. So keep contributing your 401k. Keep going until you find a better job. Then we move to the better job. Probably going to have a 401k there. And guess what? First check If you're walking out the Ramsey Solutions, you got no debt and you can put 15% away, go ahead and take that company match and start contributing right away. In the new job, you do realize that one of our great SmartVestor pros, if you go to RamseySolutions.com, can help you combine all that stuff when you move somewhere else. So you don't have to stay in a job that you don't like. You're not going to go backwards. It's so minimal. To me, there's no benefit in staying anywhere that you're not happy for a 401k match. By the way, it's always going to be my answer. Thanks for the question. Really good stuff. Let's see. Now Marika jumped in. She goes, I would stay. I'm here anyway. Sucks, but come on, Marika. What? Come on. AB just said, uh-oh, look at this, Madison. Did you see this one? Did you see AB? I just quit my job this morning. The video would have been helpful before then. Oh, hey, folks, it's a toll-free number. Let me remind you. Amanda's standing by. 844-747-2577. Would you please call Amanda, please? And she'll get you on. Don't quit a job if you don't have a good plan. Don't quit a job until I talk to you, for heaven's sakes. Listen, you can bite the stick. We'll come up with a plan. Oh, my gosh. It is what it is, AB. Maybe it's time for a call anyway. There you go. All right. It's time for our fun segment in the news. All right. So this week, Bank of America announced that they are raising their minimum wage to $25 an hour. This is their lowest paid employees. And they're going to do this. They're going to have this implemented by 2025. And I will tell you, I have no inside information on this. It's curious to me why you would make this announcement in 2021. You know, it's kind of like, okay, hey, we're going to do this, but we're going to take 4 years to do it. Feels like a publicity play to me. It feels gross. And I don't understand that. Either you can do it now or you can't. Why is it going to take 4 years to roll this out? Feels like a publicity play, politics. I don't like it. But again, there may be reasons, but I want to know why it's taking 4 years. Well, it could take us 4 years to get there. So we're going to slowly bump people up. But we want to get the credit now. It reminds me, Madison, of EA Sports, I believe, announced they were coming out with college football game, which is the greatest video game of all time. I love Madden, but when you could play your college team, that was the greatest, for me personally, greatest video game of all time. So played it with my boys, and they discontinued it because of the rights of the players, all this kind of stuff. I'm sure Madison breaks it down in detail on her Bragging Rights football podcast. I'm sure you've broken it down, haven't you? I know you have, you and your brother. Okay, here's the point. So they make the announcement, and I only see the headline. I come home that night from work, and I say to my boys, guys, this is great news. EA Sports is bringing NCAA football back. And my middle son didn't even miss a beat. Chase goes, yeah, Dad, but it's like 3 years from now. Like, what's the big deal? Same deal. Like Bank of America. Hey, we're raising everybody in our company, the lower wage employees, we're raising it to $25 an hour by 2025. Oh. I don't get it. But I'm getting stuck on that. This is going to impact about 50,000 employees who work in jobs like consumer, bank, technology, operations, staff support functions. Now, let me give you some context on this, because I'm going to now tell you what all this means. The Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that the national median, the national average for bank tellers is a little over $15 an hour. And then customer representatives make a little over $17 an hour. So this is a sizable bump off the national average. Other banks are in the same game here. They're playing this too. JP Morgan announced back in 2018, it would increase pay from $15 to $18 per hour for tellers and customer service representatives. A year later, in 2019, Citigroup raised its minimum wage to $15 an hour. And then Wells Fargo last March announced it was going to raise wages between $15 to $20 an hour. So what does this mean? It means that Bank of America is playing some politics. They're getting some good PR out of it. I mean, again, there's nothing it's not bad PR here. It's like, hey, we're going to do this. Banks can afford to do this. Banks are flush with cash right now if you're paying attention to the news. So they can afford to do this. But let me remind you, do you think Bank of America will go to the control room for reaction? I love putting the team on the spot. I think Bank of America is going to pass this increase in cost on to you, the little man with the bank account. Joe, what say you?
Of course they are.
Of course. Watch those fees, folks. The fine print. Amanda, do you think they're going to pass that cost on to their customers?
Yes, it has to come from somewhere.
It's got to come from somewhere. They're raising their cost, folks, substantially. I just want you to run the numbers. 55,000 people getting somewhere between $5 to $8 an hour bump. Oh, Ken, they're big banks. They can afford it. Yeah, I know, but they're not going to take it on the chin. They're not world-class Samaritans. Oh, they're so nice. They love people. No, they don't. Bank of America's making crazy money. Go look at how much their chairman makes, their CEO. Go look it up. They're going to pass the cost on to you. Companies are in business. Business. That's why I'm saying it, business. They're on purpose. They're going to keep making profits. Nowhere in this article, by the way, did it say Bank of America is committed to raising the minimum wage for our lowest wage earners to $25 an hour by 2025. And as a result, we are going to slash our profits because we believe this is right. Nowhere in the article. Do we think that Bank of America had a board meeting and said, this is the right thing to do? And we are going to be okay with lower profits. Anybody in there? Anybody think that happened? Okay, so here's my point. I'm not making a political statement. You can't say anything about minimum wage anymore without somebody getting their butt up in the air, just all upset. Hear what I said, folks. I didn't say it was not right. I didn't say it was wrong. I'm not for keeping anybody down. You can't listen to my show or watch my show and think that I'm not for you, the people. Okay? But what I'm telling you is don't get caught up in the optics of this and the PR nature of this and think that they're going to somehow lower their profits. Now, had the article said with a direct quote from the CEO or the board going, hey, we are going to make 4% less in profits, and when we do so, we're passing the profits on to our people. Well, that's awesome. Fantastic. I'm not saying they got to do that either because I'm all for capitalism. What I'm saying is don't get hung up in this political football of raising the minimum wage without understanding economics 101. And inflation is a part of this too. It's coming at us right and left. Oh my gosh. We need to do a segment this week with Joe talking about the rise in meat prices. I know that hits him right there. Yeah, you see it in the grocery store. Am I right, Joe?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, people don't understand what all this stuff means to you. It means your pocketbook is affected. It just does. You should have seen my son Ty this morning. We were in the car together, and I had to go get gas. And it was, I think, $3.19 here in this area. I was like, hey, buddy, I want you to know that I was a senior in high school, okay, filling up. I remember 93 cents a gallon. Come on, Amanda got all excited. She just went, amen. She did the praise hands in there. She's clapping right now. 93 cents a gallon. Nathan, can you even imagine 93 cents a gallon? You can't. You've never seen that. You're too young.
I think I saw 113.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I remember 89 cents when I was probably ninth grade. We're riding with my dad. It was 89 cents a gallon, and he was griping about that. He's like, man, it was 87 cents yesterday. But meat prices are up. Everything's up. People got to understand this. All of this stuff is an economic engine. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. All right. I don't want to go. I really don't. But I have to. So before I do, I want to remind you, you matter and you do have what it takes. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, this is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.